Hello, hello, and welcome back to another live stream. How's it going, everyone? Happy Wednesday. Wednesday, that means video decision time. What am I making a video on? That is the question. Well, let's look at the notepad. One thing I actually wanted to do that is not on my list of things. Yeah. And it's been on my list even before this list. I had to figure out how to do like the drawing stuff in game, like at runtime, and then convert that to PCG. I think that'd be cool. Another thing I want to do is create an endless PCG creation system. So PCG that spawns other PCG that spawns other PCG in an endless setup. Really, it's going to be a blueprint that spawns a PCG graph and then spawns other blueprints that spawn other PCG graph. That's actually what's going to be, but details. Then I also want to figure out how do I sample instantatic meshes in the world that have lots of instances. Because that's different than sampling a static mesh. So I want to look into that. And then I want to split points into data sets at intersection. I don't need that on the list anymore. That's just to watch the video. And then another one that I might try to do for this weekend is I want to get the projected, like I want to get the material of a surface that I'm like projecting onto and see if I can mask by that. Hey, Skrodog, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Have you never been in a stream? I don't understand. If you go into a stream and your streamer's not talking, people leave. That's normal. Streamers are there to talk and entertain. Plus, it's being edited and recorded, and people don't watch it in the edit. Just because there's no one there talking doesn't mean anything. Doesn't matter to me. I continue on as is. It's not like I have like 1,000 people in chat anyways normally, so yeah, it's completely fine. All normal here. So yeah, I'm thinking of doing the projected surface one, assuming I can get the material somehow with PCG, and then using that, theoretically, you could mask areas by material. So like you could do like across a large area. Hey Leo, welcome in. How's it going? I hope you're doing well. The player, now it's where everything breaks? What do you mean? What do you think I've been doing this entire time? For multiple days, Leo. I've been looking at the player this entire time. And it has made a difference. It has gone down. Or at least it has restructured itself, basically. It hasn't really gone down. Now I'm deep in my conversation. You don't know what I'm talking about? It's okay. Yeah, I've been reducing the size of the asset references. Yeah, and so far it's just been reformatting it. So if I actually show this, so this is now the player. So it no longer has AC abilities up top. Now it's the dummy clone that's referencing and stuff. And then it goes character base, and then that references stuff. So there's still locations, but now we have things down here where I'm blocking. Like for example, like I have this missile stuff. It's a separate thing. I can remove this. I can so remove this. This thing, I can remove 876 kilobytes. I know I can. Yay, so longer. It has been 1 gig since I started doing this on stream. On stream, it's always been around here. It was 1 gigabyte over the weekend when I was doing it like by myself. Hey Daryl, welcome in. How's it going? I hope you're doing well. It's really good 2.5D Udemy course that goes over the material mask, so you can see through certain objects and walls based on the material if you can't find or figure it out. It's not relevant at all to what I was talking about, but good to know. I was talking about PCG stuff. Thank you. Thanks for trying. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm talking about a tutorial idea. I want to see about sampling, getting the material and filtering by that using PCG. You remember you switched to BPIs and Holy went down from 128 megabytes to 14 and you were done? Yeah, I'm going from 1.1 gigs. That was my original. But let's forget you can use BPIs and U objects, so now that as well has gone down. Why do you call them U object? U objects is a C++ term. You just call them what they are, objects. You drop the U. What is this U? This is C. Stop with the C++ talk. Not here. ASTV, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Did I try using soft references? No. I'm just setting up blueprint interfaces. For what I'm doing, soft references sound like hell on earth. That's the problem starting a conversation when you're all alone. You know you can rewind, right, Skronik? Even on Twitch now, that's a new thing. You can rewind. So if you miss something, you can just rewind and see that. It's great. Love it. Event dispatcher death? Jesus. Guess it's death. Hey, Mike, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Blueprint interface are a game changer? I mean, they're good. Absolutely. After yesterday's turnip shenanigans? Wait, what's wrong with yesterday's turnip shenanigans? I made a shirt out of it. It was great. Was that yesterday or was it 2 days ago? Might have been yesterday. The past is best left in the past? It's an unreal game changer. Yeah, I think that was 2 days ago. Either way. Let's go ahead. So we're going to start off. I want to finish cleaning up this class, AC Abilities, which is our main abilities class. And then we're going to go and take care of some of the small ones here in the bottom corner. And then start checking out what this dummy clone is referencing and start continuing down the list. I want to get this down below 750. Or so help me. At a certain point, it's just going to go from like big to just almost nothing, is what I'm thinking. BPI is great. For effective dynamic material such VFX, software will reduce a lot of your initial size RM. Yeah, but at a certain point, I'm going to be okay with just continuing on, and then later on, like down the line, if I need to, then we can talk about soft references. I looked into them. I'm going to hold off for now. Just, you know, just gonna, yeah. No, so here's here's the thing, Steve. This was this has been this is what I've set up since like over a year ago when I did a game jam. This is not created for optimized. I don't use a lot of casts. What I did was I used one cast effectively, or one cast, I think. But because I used the cast to combine the player and the game mode, the character base and the game mode, and then use that reference everywhere, it became hard references everywhere. Which during prototyping stage is fantastic because it makes it easier to use. Love it. But now that I'm like, okay, I'm keeping these setups because I've created lots of systems and I've deleted them. So it would be a waste of time to optimize things that I'm just getting rid of. So now that I'm like, okay, this is starting to be more or less locked in terms of like, this is like what I'm doing. Now let's actually optimize a little bit and make it proper, and then we can continue like from there. So like I had a cast from the character base to the game mode, and so I had access to everything. And that's where it all is. That's why it's all character reference, because that's from that. So that's why everything is referenced to itself from effectively one thing. When studying gas, you realize how backwards your blueprint gas system is. I mean, I was looking at it, by the way. Is it designed for like objects? For like all your skills have to be objects? I mean, I personally don't like that method. But is that what it is? Or can you change it to not use that method? Instead of having a gameplay tag drive the ability activation, you're manually adding tags and manually triggering activation, which is wrong. You have to add some functionality to have it automatically track and activate abilities on tag acquisition. Well, yeah, that's why I had to switch. Remember my big switch, which is now much shorter, because basically when I get the tag, it activates a function that does something based on tag. Yeah. Casting on game mode, who casting a lot is classic for prototyping, but a nightmare for garbage collection. Yeah, which is why I'm right now that I'm starting to like get to a point where I'm like relatively happy with the prototyping stage. That's why now I'm cleaning up that. Exactly. So basically, my character was my character base was referenced to the game mode, which was also referenced to all the HUD. I've removed the HUD, which is why it's gone from 1.1 gig to 755 megabytes, give or take. But my character is also referencing all the abilities and like others, like it's all referenced together in because I'm just sending the same variable everywhere. So really, it's all from the same like base that it started at. But so for example, this one. I need to change, instead of using the class, I just use, now I can use the actor. And everything else is already adjusted, so I can just do that. Refresh. Bam, done. Instead of a switch, if you make a hierarchy of abilities with parent-child setups, all the child actors would have the abilities that parent would have. Yeah, so the reason why that wouldn't work for me is because what if I wanted to have two different abilities on the same, but right? So I want one that has just one ability, one has just another ability, and then I want a child, and I want to have a third one that has both abilities. Well, now I have this mess of a setup where I can't have one be the parent. It has to be like for my head, I was like, it's a headache. I'm not gonna do it that way. Let's find another way. So like I do it the way that makes my head not hurt, basically. Tell you when I get down to 2 megabytes, I'm not getting down to 2 megabytes. That's not happening. My characters are sprites. My sprites alone in texture memory are more than 2 megabytes. It's impossible to get it down that low. It's all texture memory for sprites. Put them both on the parent? Yeah, but then okay, then you have, what if you have 5 abilities? You have one with one ability, another, and you have 5 of these, and you want a child that has 3 of them, or 4 of them, or all 5 of them. Right? The parenting setup entirely does not work. And then what if it wants something very unique? But anyway, the point is, my brain could not wrap its head around that to make a good system that I was happy with. And I also did not want to manage I didn't want to manage a bunch of assets in the content browser. That's also a big one. I was like, I just don't want to do that. You'll be surprised at minimum it reaches 200 megabytes, like on the high end or the low end. Use a lot of damaged nodes to send information now, like interactions and more. You know, basically, the reference for free and it's pretty fast. Oh, you're talking about this stuff. You clever fox. That's interesting. I mean, nothing's stopping you from doing this. You can create a class, populate it with information. That's interesting. Explain? This is the default apply damage system in Unreal, which I don't use. And you can send information through using it. And usually it's just for damage, but you could send other things. Or have it be used for other things. Very interesting. That's all. I haven't tried myself. You can link that into a data table and have the number for the damage for something else, like using a function, etc. Cool. I need to get a resistances one. I don't have a get resistances. I should probably, again, move myself out of the way for this. Is this not real? What is this? Oh, it's build-up effects. You definitely do the same with Blueprint interfaces, but has indeed a very roundabout way of doing it. Faster than Blueprint interfaces. I mean, it's cool. It's definitely cool. Where's... There you are. You don't... Wait, what? Oh. No, we want that to work. It'd be bad otherwise. Hey, Blue Sea Girl, come in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. I wish I could automatically sort the interfaces alphabetically within their section. There needs to be a sort function. Search is great, but I want to sort. I want to sort alphabetically. Do I need to... I'm just gonna do this. When I have more, it'll be cleaner because I won't have one yet. Since it can, since it has an instigator or generic actor class, you could technically call an interface on it to get whatever information is on it, and if it's valid, and pass whatever object into it, and whoever receives it. I mean, you could do a lot. But you could do a lot. Copy, paste. I like copy paste. Copy paste is nice. You have to rewind to try to figure out what the thing was. Apply damage. This is apply damage. It's a built-in default system for Unreal for sending and receiving damage, although I don't use it personally. We need to do unstun. On character stunned. I wish all Blueprint interface stuff came in as functions. And, like, unless I told it to explicitly be an event. Do I ever use the level blueprint? I was using it early on for just like a loading screen, but otherwise, no, not really. I need to do this. And we need to set that up as well. Why? Is there something about the level blueprint that you're going to tell me I should be using? I wouldn't be surprised if there is. But typically, like, I don't do anything like specific for it, unless it's like super fast or like a little bit weird when you are interfaces and level blueprints. When you have interfaces and level blueprints, what's the problem with it? Found out by the player state class today, so there's that. That would have been really helpful overall. Yeah, I found out about the character state or the player state only recently. So I could have had like all my variables instead of the game mode. I could have had it in the player state, but it doesn't really matter for this game. So I don't think I'm gonna take the time to move absolutely everything. That sounds like a pain in the butt. To avoid some abilities being destroyed? What do you mean? Because you compensated your ability system to be able to handle auto triggering or passives. So like I don't know. Maybe it's just the way I think. Like I don't understand the problem because like you just have a checkbox. Is passive check? You just add the gameplay tag. If it is an active like thing that needs or like passive or like passive with ability, like with extra, you can like have it do different things. If it's just passive, it'll just add the gameplay tag or whatever it needs to do. If it's passive with abilities, it needs to check what gameplay tag is and do something, right? And you just do off of that. That doesn't seem like anything crazy. Needs to wait till next tick to establish everything. Oh, okay. Oh, you can just do a delay until next tick. That's fine. If you need to do that. I need to now do jump to node with 2 name nodes. Jump name and state machine name.
Ads are here. Pausing for ads.
It's waiting for components. I feel like at a certain point, like once you keep increasing the complexity, right? You're also increasing complexity like everywhere. Because like for me, like okay, just like switch on an enum or switch on a boolean of the ability. Just check it on, do one or the other. Nothing to wait for. Yeah, it doesn't do 20 other things, but you don't. I don't need them. So it's always interesting that, like, yeah, it's interesting. Interesting hearing about all this stuff. Give me a scenario? Yeah, do it. Give me a scenario. I want to know. And here. Perfect. Perfect. Get owner. I'll copy this. Ooh. Oh, but itself. But this needs actor reference. Yeah, it's gonna complain. It's fine. Here we can do get the half height. Put that in instead. There you go. No more complaining. Blueprint interfaces BPR are slower than the apply damage system because they run through the blueprint virtual machine, creating overhead with each function call and node evaluation. Additionally, the apply damage function are automatically replicated in multiplayer game. Thanks, ChatGPT. I was like, where'd you get this info? I mean, that is, like I said, that is very clever, I think. I would definitely have not have thought of using that. But yeah, why not? I think we just put this entire thing on the character as a interface because that's going to be the best thing to do. Is there any way for me to find, like, if I have this selected, I find where it is here? There needs to be a way of being like, okay, where is it? Like, where is the function? Without doing this. And then when you reset it, oh, there goes all my stuff. Closed now. Thanks. Love you. So great. Imagine you have an explosion that not only impacts enemy and AoE, so that's impulse physics, and damage type and damage handling notifies. But also, let's say it has after effect for every enemy that got hit. It also did a secondary ability that then created a crater on each location in that second ability with a separate set of damage. You can make it all, yeah, you can make it all in a function. Or what I would do is I would have the two abilities split, and then when one function is done, you can check, do you have the tag for the second function? If yes, do the second function. If no, or switch on from there. So you can specify what it can do secondary. Nano optimizations, but for mobile and VR, it's cool to know that. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you don't really, like, at a certain point, like, it's not worth it. But if it's mobile or VR, it's probably very worth it. If you're using PCG to spawn different level instances, room 1, 2, 3, how can you print out what room your character is overlapping with? PCG, there's no way. You have to do it. You have to do it with blueprints using collision boxes. PCG has no information like that. That's entirely blueprints. Doesn't mean you can make two abilities, AoE and then crater, and then have the AoE. But yeah, that's what I just said. Yeah, that's what I just said. Just you do it that way. Yeah. Can you spawn random tags for your rooms? I mean, yeah, you can spawn random tags, but it's not going to be helpful. Because it still doesn't have information on the player. So that switch means that the first ability means it will then have a dependency. Well, no, the first ability will just trigger. And then the second ability, when the first one finishes, it will trigger the second ability. But you could also just have the second ability trigger first, and then the second ability. Right? The order doesn't matter. If you had like an array of tags, you'd be like, oh yeah, once one finishes, it goes to the next and checks, do you still have tags remaining? Or like, you know, whatever it is, tags, items, whatever, however you want to do it. You know, point is, yeah, you can just chain a bunch of stuff. Big collision boxes, not trigger boxes. Yeah, collision boxes are the right thing. Yeah, that's the right thing. You're good. A trigger box is just a collision box inside of a blueprint. You need a reference for the second ability within the first, right? No? No? Let's see if this is fine today. Yeah. So you have, you know, using a tag, a gameplay tag or something, it doesn't matter. You have it trigger the first function, and then when it's done, it can use a dispatcher, for example, and then it can notify, you know, whatever was the one that called it, and says, hey, I'm done. Do you have another tag for me? If you do that one. If you don't, we're good. And then it does the next one based on the tag or the enum or whatever it is, and we're good. And then you can have a full chain that none of them waits. The order doesn't matter. It does one, and then it checks the next thing on the array or something where you store their enums, gameplay tags, whatever it is. There's no like actor-based dependencies or anything. And then anything can call that in any order. You can line trace under the player and get the floor to see what is the level, or just an overlap box. You could trace down, but I don't think you get the level or the like. You can't. Can you get the level instance? I don't think you can. I've tried that. When you trace onto something in a level instance and you like get owner, it gets you the permanent. Gets you the persistent level. It doesn't get you the level instance name, for example. Something with trigger boxes are dynamic with freaking out BCG. Collision box for the winner. Nice. Oh, that's why. Okay, fine. Get owner. Delay. Oh. I have a delayed destroy particle system. Okay. Oh, but that's self. Whatever then. Then we have complaints here. Yeah, then we can do destroy cast character system, and then this goes in here. Goes in there. There we go. We're good. You had the floors dynamically named for the rooms and get the name of the floor, couldn't you? Yeah, you could get the name of the object, but but if you wanted to like put anything on top of it, like clutter, I mean, it gets to be a mess. I mean, you could trace and then check by yeah. You can have custom collision channels then and manage that. So yes. Yes, asterisk. That's basically what I'll say. Yes, asterisk. Definitely doable that way. But pain in the butt, I think. You don't like the overlap boxes for performance issue and reliability, but if you get current level, doesn't work, why not? What's the reliability issue on the overlap? Is it because if something's going too fast, it might not trigger the overlap? Is that why? Was this on false? It was. Excuse me. I'm human. Use actor has tag to listen to the character only. Otherwise, every actor in the scene would collide. Yeah. Well, hold on. Are you talking about inside of PCG to check? That is correct. If you're talking about a trace, I guess that would be different. Yeah, trace doesn't work that way. So I assume you mean within PCG, which is, yeah, the way to do it. Or you could do by actor, if you have like specific blueprints, for example. Then you can also do that. To be more consistent in overlap, I think use CDD. Canada's dangerous dancers. Watch out, their dance moves kill. And if you move too fast and the box too thin, it'll be messy. Yeah. That's what I figured you were talking about. Am I the only one that doesn't know what CDD is? I'm not surprised. I'm disappointed in myself, but I'm not surprised. Probably. You know, Skronek, I'm not the only one. You know what it is? I am like, for a lot of like shorthand like that, I'm bad at. It's like with names. I'm just bad with names. And it's effectively a name. Oh, you know what it is? Then I'm the only one. Continuous collision detection. It basically increases accuracy / rate of collisions with extremely high speed objects. You have UCD options in the collision stuff. Oh, do you really? This is a capsule component. It's a collision object. It has collision information. Where is this? Oh, they're down here. Why does this not come up? Oh, was I mistyping it? I was mistyping it, wasn't I? Increase the CPU processing needed by the physics body, but makes collision detection much more accurate. This can be used when objects are moving at high speeds to prevent... Yeah, so basically what you were saying. Also, the physics body is set to report overlaps and collisions for a single object type, pawns for example. It can be enabled to prevent double events where from a single frame, the physics bodies overlap before being ejected on the next frame. Huh. Cool. I'm not going to turn it on, but cool. I don't think you would do it for bullets because I would assume bullets don't actually go off the object that is shot. Instead, it just does a line trace, does the damage, and then shoots a bullet for animations that is separate from the actual damage and all that stuff. At least that's how I would do it. I wouldn't have them be like a physics thing or like a whatever. But I mean, I guess you would. You could. No, you would, because if you want to have, that would require it to be instantaneous. You would need to have it like a bullet with a sphere tracer. Yeah. No, if it has any kind of fall off, it can't be a trace. It would need to be like a sphere around the bullets, I imagine. For regular bullets that go straight, no, right? You would just do line trace, of course. But if you're talking about like something that can shoot far and has a drop off, I imagine you need to actually have it with the bullet to go. This is the final one. Final one. Unless it has lied to me. Final one asterisk. Let's find out. It's empty. Can I delete it? It's gonna double check now. Come on. You can calculate decay rate and fire second line. That wouldn't work. Because what if the curve makes it go behind an object? And you can't... What, are you going to hit the wall? If the object's a wall, right? You can't do it that way. And you can, but it has that issue. It's gone! The character reference is gone! And guess what? That has made no difference at all to the player one, because we were done with that. So, size map. Yeah. Let's start continuing dropping this down. So, I saw this little guy. This little guy has a damage dealer of a class reference. We're going to change to be an actor reference. And then this thing needs also an actor reference. Here. Can't. Where's the problem? Aha. Done. That one's fixed. Done. This one's fixed. There's probably one that's broken now because of it. You can trace point on a ballistic trajectory and trace between the points. Trace point on a ballistic trajectory and trace between the points. What do you mean trace point on a ballistic trajectory? I don't understand what you mean by that. What I'm talking about, like, if you're shooting like something that has, we could even use like a trajectory like this. You would need to trace along the trajectory, or what you can just do is have the bullet have a collision and then deal with that. Yeah, that's to throw it. I'm talking about how do you check where this hits, you know? Or you don't have any of this and you do use on-hit events. And then you don't need a collision on the bullet. I mean, you still should. You shouldn't use the collision of the GA of the bullet. So you still need a component for that. Okay, are we down? Size map? Why is it still there? Why is it still there? I've removed the reference. It no longer has the reference. Why is it not updated? Is there a refresh button on this thing? Can I refresh this? Maybe it needs a refresh. Where's the refresh button? Your character, I only have modified max health. I don't have set max health. Oh, but this is target is character stats. Oh, no, I'm fine here. What I need to do is get max health. Get health values. Max health. Yeah, that we can do. That's fine. That's fine. We can do that one. Get card power variables. Card power variables. Oh, yeah. I know what it's. Well, I know what it's talking about. You calculate the point of the trajectory with math. I mean, you can.
Here, pausing for ads.
And ChatGPT can tell me how to do that. I can't. Give a no for that and built and Unreal for built-in. What's the node? Point on the trajectory with math. Debug draw trajectory. But what am I putting in here? Jesus Christ. Yeah, how I don't know what the hell's a Euler. I don't freaking know what a Euler is. I don't know how to use this thing. This sounds like a giant. Yeah, you could do yeah, you could do these to like throw the thing, but this doesn't tell you like where to trace along it. Like you can't be like, oh yeah, 20% along the arc, I want to do a trace. Like you can't do that. I thought that's what I was talking about. I just closed this. I don't think I was supposed to close this. Nope. Map of gameplay tag structure. Well, actually, what I can do is just look here. Gameplay tag and card power variables. There you go. Did I just make two of them? Oh no. No, they're... Character card power for... Oh, this is different. That's this one. This is very... okay. I see what I did there. I got confused by my own stupidity. That's okay. Trace and don't use trace on a channel that interacts with those things. So you can trace with a sphere and determine it would hit. 20 line traces to see what the object would pass over. Yeah, you can absolutely do that. Yeah. Predict projectile. Yeah, there's a few of them. Yeah, there's a few versions of that. Well, all I mean is like, right, you need to do a trace. Like basically around where the bullet is or where the arrow is or whatever it is, right? The trace has to happen there. And you can have it go trace forward from there also. Or if it has its own arc, then you could trace from itself to the next point in the arc, is what I was thinking. All blueprint interfaces are automatically references, right? They're not copies, they're references always. Right, I'm not crazy on that one. Yes, technically. Okay. That's what I figured. I was like, you know what? Let me just confirm. Yeah. Okay, I think I need to like do I need to restart? Like, how do I refresh this? There's no way this has not changed at all. What you can do is pre-calculate the trajectory and the physics, and along the way, sort of checkpoints by distance, and then does the other trades. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, but yeah, well, you would need to know the positions along the curve. You delete your attribute component variable and replace it with a blueprint interface that returns the component. It still has a reference to that component. Is that not a hard reference to that component? And whatever it is then? I'm pretty sure that still makes a hard reference, no? Between the component and then whatever that is. What I'm finding out is I think the map does not update until you restart. What I think I'm finding out right now. Let's try relaunching it. You think reload the level? Oh, you can try reloading the level. Oh, loading a different level, but I don't think that's the problem. I think I need to restart the entire thing. Yeah, it's still the same. Let me try relaunching it. Because it seems like whenever I relaunch it, it like changes stuff, like what it displays. The top one was the dummy one. So if I look at it now, it's gone down. It was at 0.8, now it's 0.1. We're back to having AC character stats here, though. So, but I think what's the problem is this fire trail, I think, is the problem, and this dash explosion. So let's look at these two. And then, what is this? This is a material instance. Why are we referencing the dome shield? Somehow? Yeah, we'll get back to that later. But it seems like you have to restart. Oh, but this is actor. How is this one? This is already set to actor. This already has no direct references. And this is also set to actor, so what's the problem here? Well, how are these hard reference to anything? Reference viewer. Yeah, okay. Go here. Dash explosion. We'll just search for that. This is get owner. I don't understand. How are we hard referenced here? Am I not reading this properly? How are we? Nothing references the blood pool. It's literally the top thing under the reference viewer. I'm confused. What are we? How are we still? I mean, the character has this, but it shouldn't be loading like all of this stuff. Like the card automatically. I'm pretty sure. Like the HUD, game mode. Can you click on any of this stuff or somehow search what references is something? Like I can go inside of it. I can go deeper. But that doesn't help. Right, for example, so this dash explosion, right? Has actor references. It doesn't have anything. And this just has a Niagara system. So okay, it has a reference to the Niagara system. Yeah, fair. But why is my character, why is it under AC abilities? Why is AC ability spawns this? But that's it. Right, dash explosion, right? That's this. So it spawns it. You need to have the reference to spawn it, the class one. I'm just plugging it directly. There ain't no reference. It's just like, hey, just spawn it. Or you're saying this is a hard reference. This ties this together. That's the same? This creates a hard reference? Then whenever you spawn anything, that means it's a hard reference automatically between everything? Am I understanding that right then? Look at the character base. Not sure what's logo. Let's find out. You know what? We can find out. In Unreal Engine 5, if I use spawn actor from class, and I plug in a custom blueprint class, does that make a hard reference between the spawner and the blueprint being spawned? So that might be at the point where I'm going to need to look into actually using soft references. So at this point, it's possible. Because I didn't need for the other stuff I was just doing, I definitely didn't need it. But for this, for like the spawning of stuff, I might actually need soft references. Yes, in Unreal Engine 5, connecting a custom blueprint class. Creates a hard reference between spawner. Okay. How to avoid it if you need it? If you need to decouple them for modular projects, use a soft class reference instead. Yep. So you gotta use soft class references. Okay, so that's good to know. So basically, wherever you spawn something, it'll automatically create a hard reference between the two things. I use spawn actor from class a lot. So let's see, how do we use soft references? How does that work? You guys want to guide me through it, or should I go pull up a video? I probably should pull up a video. I don't know why. Pretty easy to use. That's what I figured. I'm pretty soft reference. Let's see. 20 minutes, too long. 11 minutes, too long. Anything that's just like super quick. Here's how you do it. Instead of using a reference, you're using soft reference one, and then you need to just resolve the reference. Okay, let's see if we can figure it out. So if I make a local variable, because obviously I'm not going to need a global one. Put myself there, I guess, for now. Actually, I just put myself here. I'm not using that area anymore. And I made this the dash explosion. And then this is going to be of a type BP dash explosion soft class reference. Then I believe you do load class. No, is it not? Is it load? Resolve. That's the one I need to do. Resolved soft reference. Oh, do I not need to do anything else besides this? You think just this is enough? I mean, yes, it is valid. I mean, here, we can find out right now. This is for dash explosion, right? Might need to restart. Right, dash explosion's still there. Let's restart. I mean, if that's going to be the solution, that'll be the easiest solution ever. Welcome back, Leo. Maybe? I think that actually did do it. I think that, because I don't think it's here anymore. This is now different. Now it's Animation Blueprint Player. Why is the Animation Blueprint Player now? This is, something's wrong here. No, here's Dash Explosion. It's right there. It's still here. You could delete the dash explosion. That would solve the problem. True. Let's see if it even works in terms of. Okay, so no, it's not even loaded. It doesn't do it anymore. So I think I think this needs to be first loaded, then I can do a convert. Yeah. Again, don't care the whys, don't care about this, just show me the nodes. Yeah. Async load class asset. I don't have async load class asset. Oh, so I can use this one. Okay. Object class reference. What? Drag the soft reference into the class? This? Well, then, but we just tried this. It didn't work. This didn't work. Yeah, it's not loaded into the world, he says. So that's why he's trying to do load asset. You need to use it with, yeah, that's what we just did. That's what I just did, and then you said, just plug it in. But this doesn't plug in. If I let go on it, it says search for nodes matching, but there's no matching. So what do I do from here? Let's find out. Let's continue, just... Oh, then I have to cast to it. But doesn't that defeat the whole point of it? Don't plug the load asset class blocking? Hold on, you just said you need to use it with load asset blocking, and then you said don't plug in the asset blocking. You're confusing me. He said use it in the node. You need to just cast. But casting is going to do a hard reference. Isn't that the whole point we're trying to avoid? How is it? So this one also uses cast, but for this cast is fine? Continue on. See if he shows a different way. No. Oh, you're saying like I just do this and then plug. Oh, I see. Okay, I see what he's doing in the video. It's this. It's just literally this. Okay, that's confusing. Amy just using the cast node, it will hard references? Yeah. I'm supposed confused. No. If I just do this, I just confirm that it's working in general. Yeah, so it's working in general, but this doesn't work. Neither this nor this. Well, I don't have a load, and there's no load like do it when completed. It's just. Can I check if it's loaded? Here, I'll just do a little print string here.
Ads are here.
Oh, what is that
Pausing
even
for
printing?
ads.
Yeah, it's not even printing anything. It has no information. Yeah, it has no information of the class at this point in time. So the class, it doesn't know. Hey, Pseudo Kid, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Trying to figure out soft references for some stuff. Local variable. I'm using a local variable. So it's not like passing from anything, it's just async load. I can't do async load in here. Unless I move all of this into an event, I guess. I guess I can convert it to an event. Then I can probably async. Yeah, then I can do async load. Uncompleted. Still can't do that, but that's probably gonna be fine now. Which means this is not gonna be a thing anymore. But I can do it here. Oh, but then I need... Oh, I created a global variable anyway, so it's fine. Nope. Nothing. Oh, why is this done? Hold on. Oh, hold on a second. This is the first time using this. Let me go back real quick to the function. Can I go? Okay, let's go back to. Here. I didn't select it from the drop down. My mistake. That might be why. I didn't know I had to also select it from the drop down, unlike a regular actor. Let me try again with that. Before I make it an event and do the async. Thank you, Jesus. What? How am I supposed to you say this? Like, oh, how does he not know? Like, I've never used this before. That's not something even on my mind to like think to look there. Also, that's not a local variable problem. It's a global variable right now. Or it was a local variable, then became a global variable, but the problem was also the global variable. So that was unrelated. Hey, Guts, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing all right. It seems like I'm driving Leo mad, which is always hilarious. Hey, that works. That's what it was. Okay, cool. So, okay, so now we know that works. Okay. Now, you're super tired going to bed right now? Rough day? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, yeah. Just regular Wednesday? Well, I hope you get some rest and get some sleep. Yeah, it's late for you. You know, you're not mad. You're just explaining why it didn't work. No, but the problem wasn't local variables. But I appreciate the help with the list. The problem, Leo, is you send a lot of individual messages, and so like then I like read like a couple, and then like okay, let me just catch up because a lot of messages, and so I miss potentially very important messages, which is fine. That's something for me to practice, not necessarily a you thing that you need to change. So now, right, dash explosion is still here, but it's still not updated until we restart. Let's try restarting and see if it helps. I did not try the async load thing, no, not yet. It's just regular load. But it's so far so good. If that becomes an issue, I'll know to go to async load. Well, if it's faulted, look, I'll take it. That means it's not 100% my fault. Okay. I think that worked. The size has not changed. I will say, the size has not changed despite everything. What is... Well, this is the blueprint interface. Why is the blueprint interface here? Hold hold on. This is just the HUD. But this is not referent. Now let's look at the reference viewer. Good idea. Let's look at a reference viewer. I am not spawning HUD from character. In fact, the thing that I'm spawning, that is a child of many layers of the thing that I'm spawning. I'm not, I'm spawning it. I'm activating it from the player, but I'm not spawning it from the player. No. The player no, that's wrong thing. Pause menu. Yeah, I just get player controller and then pause menu and all that stuff. It's an interface. And then this is from the HUD. There it is. And this is the stuff that spawns the HUD and everything else. Like all the options, all the things. So it should be here because that is this. The thing it's complaining about is a parent of this, and this is its own thing with no reference to the player or character or anything. I don't know why the reference keeps changing. Let me try going off of this real quick. Like for example here, oh, I have a player reference here. Let's also, why is this a function like that and not like this? This player should be an actor. Reference. Which will break a lot of things, but it'll hopefully fix a lot of things. And then this will change to an actor. It might have internal HUD reference, but it shouldn't have a reference to my player. It's fine. All within itself, yeah, it can have all the references it wants, but it should not be referenced to the player. That's the only thing. Set. I don't think I have this one. I think I might need to make this one. Set selected. No. Set a meta shard collectible. As collectible. It's okay. We'll get to the bottom of this. We will, I'm sure. Hopefully. We're going to use this reference viewer and we're going to find all the things. Okay. And this has, I don't need this. This just needs to be a save load game. Close this for now. Close this for now. Okay. Is there? Okay, there is a refresh button here. Refresh. Why is it still referenced? Because it is spawned. No, it's only in the world. Do I need to restart every time like I make a change for me to see anything? No, I don't have the memory thing open. Okay, now it's open. But I just removed the stuff. I mean, I should go still through all the stuff anyway. But yeah, here's the cast of the game mode, which we don't want to use on this one. Like, there's still places to do this. Oh, this is the one. Okay. This is a place where I do need to do it, as far as I can tell. Unless you guys know a way of binding to an event. Oh, but this specific one, I don't actually need the game mode for this one. For this one, I can do... Oh, but the problem is get player pawn does not get me what I want. I want to know if it's possessed. Is there any way to check if it's possessed? Yes. Cast to character. Is there no check for is possessed? Like, I want to know if this is the possessed. How is it on character you can't check if it's possessed? There is? What is it called? Because it's not possessed. It's add possessible, which is not the thing. Do you cast for the pickup? Here I'm casting the game mode because I was doing a bind to event where I need to wait for the player to be spawned. But here I can do bind on no, I can't do bind on possess. What was the one I wanted to do it? Yeah, player pawn will get you the first player, so it's always going to be possessed. How do I know? But the problem is, okay, if it's not, I guess if it's not valid, that means, okay, so if this is not valid, so if the player has not spawned in yet, it will return. It's player, not first pawn. This is get player pawn, which is what you wrote. So if it's not possessed, it should go here. Okay, well then how would I bind to when it's possessed? I need to know when the character becomes possessed. So I guess when it goes here, it automatically is possessed, is what you're saying. So I could do a delay until next tick. I can just keep checking. Or delay until, you know, whatever it is. Delay like for 0.1 seconds. So what you're saying, what I could do is, if it's not valid, delay, I don't know, 0.05 and try again. and eventually it will say it is valid and go here. So the interesting thing is, you get a pawn that is not possessed. Well, that's why I wanted to know is how do you get a possessed one? Get controlled pawn? Is that a thing? No, it's not a thing. The player spawns at a certain point. It doesn't spawn immediately. It spawns when the dungeon is ready. So here, let me show you. Inside the game mode. Okay. Dear God, let me just close the tabs. Okay. So inside the game mode, there's the dungeon generation that happens. Once the dungeon is generated, it says dungeon is ready. And what I have is nope. This. Until dungeon is ready, he will not do this. He will not spawn the player until the dungeon is ready. He will try again and again and again to spawn the player until the only time he'll do it is the dungeon's ready. So that's why, yeah. Under player controller, it was called get controlled pawn. Okay, we could try using this. There's a pawn that's currently controlled by the player. We could try this one instead. Because I ran into an issue. Let me see if I can find the place here. No, it wasn't on this one. Let me see if I can remember where it was. It would be bind. Trying to remember where the hell it was. Crap, I forgot where it was. What I need to find is I can search. Hold on. I have this. I can search in the Discord. It shouldn't be too high up. Found it. Found it, and I'll do this all for a reason. Hold on. Okay, I want this one. Okay, so here where I was doing the bind and I was checking the player pawn. The player pawn wasn't working for my check. This is for the pause screen. So if I go to the hub and I play, okay, let's fix some stuff. Hold on, let me just quickly fix some stuff. just do that. One of these. I need to. I don't have a stop dash. We'll do that in a second. So. We'll get back to that in a moment once I fix these problems. But thank you for that. You have a pawn with a valid controller but not possessed. No. You need to call the event on the character possessed and store a bool when it's true. That might not be the worst idea. That might work. Honestly, that might be the best option. But as far as I can tell, you cannot bind to something without having a hard reference to it, right? You can with a blueprint interface. How do you bind something with... How does that work? So I have an event dispatcher on the game mode. How do I bind something to it with a blueprint interface? You could send a delegate over a blueprint interface if you're not mistaken. Okay, that might be the best solution. We'll check it in a moment. Why do we need this? You call a function with a blueprint interface and pass the boolean. Or just possess, call the function on the blueprint interface from the other blueprint. Okay, we'll go back to that in a moment. Yeah, just fixing these errors. I don't need don't need this. Let's just go through. Oh, clear active item. Okay. One more. Clear player active item. Clear player active item. Set selected. Sure, collectible. Oh, active. No, That's different. Okay, we can do that as well. Or just possess, call the function on the blueprint interface for the other blueprint. Well, what I'm waiting for is to know, right? What I'm waiting for is this. I need to know when this was called. This is called, or the player spawned. So, what I could do is just add a boolean, and that could be it. That could be the solution. Or I just add a gameplay tag. Just check gameplay tag. Right? Don't need a boolean. Just check a gameplay tag and that's it. What? Which one is this? Active item base. Okay, here we do set selected active item. Just pass the bool or tag when the possessed of this. Yeah, that's honestly a very clever idea. There's another player reference here. Others just doing a save. And then a print string. Oh, I already have the save game. I don't need a save game. Okay. Okay, so that's hopefully now fine. Yep, there's our stuff. Right, so right now my problem was when I go in here. Right, this is the loading screen is done, so my pawn is possessed, right? But the dungeon's not loaded, hence why this whole thing I was talking about.
Ads are here. Pausing for ads.
Use the function on possessed if the function. As far as that, well, I'm gonna want to do this in multiple locations, Sutivu. There's multiple things that are gonna be checking it, so it'll be better to just have them check the player versus me, the player, figuring out all the locations where I'm gonna want this check. Anything that's gonna wait for the player to be possessed to do something, I want to. Thankfully, I don't have to handle for when it pauses for ads. We just pause for ads. And that's okay. You pass a structure to notify lots of things with only one call. Yeah, but order of operation does matter, right? So if the player somehow loads before the thing, then it won't get the message. If the player loads after the thing, then it'll be fine when the player sends the message, right? This way, it's a surefire proof of doing it, I think. So you can go on the player. During initialize, we can just do actually, where is the final add tags after initialization? That's where we want to do it. We'll add another gameplay tag, and this is going to be probably character player dot possessed. Character player dot possessed. Hopefully I spelled that right. You're surprised you didn't just pass a single struct into a blueprint interface call? The structs are such a pain to work with in some scenarios that I'd rather just send regular variables. So we can do here is not do this. So check if it's possessed. If we are, go here. If we're not, up. This is a function. Custom event. Wait for player to spawn. Order of operations is overrated. If the size doesn't go down at least 754 megabytes, you're going to be forced to give the video a thumbs down. Hey, engagement is engagement. I'll take it. I'll take what I can get. Okay, we can try this. So theoretically now, should work, right? Beautiful! I love the suggestion. It's That's beautiful. Look at that. And you know that's working exactly at the right time because I slightly drop in. So you see that the camera is still going down there. In the real world, it's not the player who fires something, but the blueprint who asks the player, since the player is always hard reference. Yeah, so we're good here. And it's so much easier to get the player because you just do get player pawn. What I want to do though, I was gonna say I want to throw this into a function, but I can't because delay. And I don't really want to do. I mean, I could do a macro library. I haven't done a macro library. I just been everywhere I see always like don't do macros, so I've been like kind of hesitant on doing macros. This. So here, right, we do the same thing, but the difference is We just do you. Function library is the goat. Yeah, it's great. Whenever I find myself using things a lot, I tend to make it, but I know I've definitely not made nearly as many functions as I have reused. Because a lot of times I forget that, oh yeah, that's the thing. Even though I'm using them. Am I still using game mode reference somewhere? Or am I using it? Oh, a few places. Okay. What do we have here? Get meta collectibles. Wait. Collected meta collectibles. So I need to do get the collected numbers. Okay. Get collected meta values. Yeah, this can close. When you collected meta collectibles. And we need per level. Collect them per level. The per level ones. Should go in the dungeon, honestly. That one should be where's the get dungeon variables? In here. Hey, did our dragon will come in? How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Just using Stream Deck to pass function here. Wait, what? Print string is the goat, BPI is the second, and function library is the third. Print string is the best, yes. Delay until next tick is also really good. I mean, I'll be honest, it's also very good. If you've not realized the beauty of it, you will soon enough. I need to get the dungeon variables. There it is. How's the memory cost reduction going? All right. I think we're starting to be at a point where I've needed to look into soft references. Copy notes, pastes the macro in the stream deck. Oh, that's really clever, Sativa. Oh, that's really clever. Now I understand what yours meant. See, I wish I was as smart as you. That's... Don't get it? I have a stream deck, so I can press a button to execute a macro, which includes pasting in code. Potentially. Can you paste a custom thing? Run a... I mean, probably. You could send specific results. Probably. Oh, so you've done this. Then it definitely works. Now that's a 10 out of 10 clever. I'm very impressed. Okay, so here's another bind. Right, so here I have another game mode and I have another bind event. But this one is to destroy itself. I mean, I can do the same thing. I can give the game mode a... I can put a gameplay tag on the game mode. Right? Game modes can have gameplay tags, I assume. No. Game modes cannot have gameplay tags. Okay, fine. What I can do, though, is when it happens, I can add a gameplay tag to the player. And then check the player instead. Uh-huh. Okay, so in the game mode. Here. I can do... Yeah, player pawn. I think this is such a jank way of doing it, but it's all good. So we can add, again, character.player. Max collectibles collected. I'm gonna need to probably figure out this without how to do this without hard reference, because I'm sure there's a way, like a smarter way. But for now, we can check this. The problem with this one is it would need to check. I mean, this doesn't actually need to check very often. Now I think about it. Yeah, this doesn't need to check very often. So this on true will destroy itself. On false, we have it, I don't know, delay, I mean, honestly, like every 5 seconds. It does not need to be often at all. Because basically, it just needs to be impossible for you to make it from one to the other. So, like, it does not need to happen often at all. And then this one, I need to get selected. I don't have the selected meta shark collectible. You don't use timers? I mean, I could use a timer. Yeah, I could use a timer. I just was doing the same thing for the other one because originally I started in the function. And it's whatever. I already did it. I'll put a timer on the next one. But then I have to clear the timer. This doesn't require me to clear the timer because there's no timer. It'll automatically clear itself. But yeah, I usually use timers. But this is a timer you don't have to clear and validate. This is Manisher collectible. What? Oh no, S collectible. Also, this is in the wrong place. Let's be here. Did I name it wrong? Yes. Yet. Okay, there we go. Okay. We have a couple more of these that hopefully are going to be easier. Now that I've made this, I can just grab this here. Oh god, there's a new one. There's another one. There's another one that I'm going to make. New meta car collectible gathered. Okay, fine. We make another trigger. New meta collectible gathered. Fine. Okay, so what's going on here? I'm getting the meta shark collectible. Get meta shard collectibles. So this is the game instance one. And then the selected meta item pickup is not from the game mode. Okay. And this is, oh, setting it then. Which I might not have. Set, no. Nope. And you just set the Metashare collectible. So many. Set meta shard collectible. Set game instance. Meta shard collectible. Oh. Okay, and then here we do up set GI. There you go. Ah. A lot of new ones that have to be added on this one. There we go. Now I can get rid of it. Yay, gone. Okay, good. What I want to search for actually is bind event on their spawn. Can I find that? Or do I need to do it through the dispatcher? Probably need to do it through the dispatcher. Oh, this is player spawned. Find references. Let's try this. Okay, there's a bunch of level ones. Okay, so this can go away. Also, I didn't know I was able through this to open level instances, level blueprints without loading the level. That's interesting. So this is the old loading screen, which we no longer need. So I'll just get rid of those. Goodbye, old level loading screens. Basically what I was doing, right, is just creating the widget, adding to the viewport, and waiting for the player to spawn with a little bit of a delay, and then killing the loading screen. It was very simple, but it worked. Okay, so this is another place where I need to do it. So here, yeah, gonna go with get player pawn. Check as tag. Possessed. On this one, we'll do the timer on this one. Timer by event. This is for the the spawning. So we'll do it every, I don't know, half a second. Actually, it doesn't even need to be half a second, it can be a second. If it's delayed by a second, it's not going to be the end of the world. Okay, so if it's true, we're going to do this. Get rid of all that. Nice and simple. Oh. Almost forgot. Kind of important. Do not need it running after that. Again, this should not have any reference. Time to sleep, 6 a.m. My goodness. Well, thanks for being here. Thank you for the help. Yeah, get sleep. 6 a.m. My God. Some people wake up at that time. What? 1 p.m. Is that when you wake up? Fair enough. Okay, we gotta fix this. Get dungeon variables. Oh, this also needs in boss room as a dungeon variable. Boss room. Or in boss room, rather. Get in boss room. Yunk.
Ads are here. Pausing for ads.
I will say, is local player control, target is controller. Do I not need to do get player controller? Sure, I need to do that. I will say that in times like this where there's big blueprint interfaces, like variable gets, something like that, I do kind of wish it was a struct so I can just collapse it. I just want to be able to collapse blueprint interface variables and just hide the ones I'm not using. It's a little thing. It's a little thing. Yeah, and then here we can do the same thing. Put it here. Oh, what am I also binding? Ooh, options menu apply. I'm going to do. Ooh, that's a different one. How do we do that one? How do we do that one? Because this one's fine to have a delay on. The other one less so. This one... This one could just happen on the game mode. Right? No. Because of this variable, which is from here. But I always do the same one, so I guess it really doesn't matter in my case. Let's try that. Let's put it on the game mode. This is an options menu applied. Okay, let's do collapse to a function. Apply minimap settings. And then here we can do grade this a local variable. And then this is going to also be a local variable, and this one why can I not set this? Because because it is an object reference. Because this is where I set it. I mean, I don't want to move everything over. I don't want to move everything over. I'd like to keep it here. This has to be a better way. Wait for the player to spawn. Yeah, is sure. Then you spawn this. Is there a reason I'm waiting for the player to spawn on this one? I don't think there's even a reason I'm waiting for the player to spawn on this one. Oh, there is, because I see it. Otherwise, I see the minimap on the screen before I want to. But I think this might be fine to do anyway now, because of the pause or the loading screen. I'm gonna check that actually. Complain. Play. Yeah, that's fine. Play an editor. Okay, never mind. Let's fix the error in here that's really complaining about. Okay. Then let's remove you. Play. So if I go in here, HUD's not there? What happened to the HUD? Oh, I don't have HUD turned on. I might not have HUD turned on. Options, gameplay. Minimap is off. There you go. On. No HUD. Okay, well I broke some stuff. Clearly. That's me. Why is this having problems now? And begin play. Give me back my thing I deleted. Can't undo. Thanks. I'm just gonna copy this. I'm going to wait for the player to spawn first. And then do this. All right. It's on. Okay, now it's there. It took a while, and also I didn't have control over the player for a bit. So this is a 1 second delay. Let's do 0.1 seconds. It only happens once. That's better. Okay. I don't know what happened on that one delay, but that fixes the problem. Okay. The question then becomes, what do we do about this? So when I click to apply the options, I basically need to get a reference to this guy. So instead, what I can do is do this on this is a widget object reference. I can do this on the HUD instead. The HUD class. Load minimap. And there's going to be a widget object reference. Let's use there. There. Hopefully that I created that myself. And it's not used in the parent. I guess we'll find out if I did all. Where's it used? In the game mode and the HUD. So we're safe. So the game mode is apply minimap settings. I can get rid of this one. That can go away now. Oh, sorry, no. Yes. Yes. I need to get rid of it from here, and then we'll start complaining. Okay, and then because it's gonna be on the HUD. Here we can do a. No, that was me. Load minimap. Of course, that's already used. Load minimap widget. So then from here we can do get player controller, get HUD, load minimap widget, and then use this. If you set the direction to 0 on a print string, will it not print or will it stay there forever? 0 means it should fire right away. It'll effectively ignore the delay. Oh, duration on to 0 on a print string. Yeah, it'll basically just not print. Yeah, because it's there for 0 seconds. So it's just timer's up immediately. So here, then we can do another function, which is going to be apply minimap settings. And two. Cast to this. I can just do this. Because this is itself. Excellent. And then on the on here, we don't need to do anything. Get rid of all this. And the game mode. Get player controller. Get HUD and then apply minimap settings. Oh. Apply minimap settings. Which is of course is what I called it, so job me. Problem is you can't see your print strings with the state tree information on the screen. You could make when you're using state trees, you can make a custom state that does a regular print string, or use one of the ones that come with it that has like a world version. Like print in the world, I think is the one that comes with it. So if we come back to here, we can do interfaces, HUD, and then do this. And then on the game mode, apply minimap settings. And then we're good. That is gone. You probably just do delete unused. Yep, that is also gone. Fantastic. Okay. Problem is the state tree is failing. You're trying to figure out why. Use the debugger in state trees. If it's failing like in the middle of it, use the debugger. It'll record the stuff. It's under window debugger. You have to hit record, and then you have to play out, and then it'll record what it's doing and like the logic it's trying to follow. And you can see if you can catch it that way. I don't want this game mode reference here. The card data table. I don't need to do this. Just it's DD cards. DT cards. So I'm not changing my data table here. Game mode gets dungeon variables. Bam. Just doing these. Slightly cleaned up. Okay, we're good. We're good. Good? Yeah, we're good. Okay. So, let's restart it, and let's look at the connections. Let's see if it has gone down at all. Hopefully. I'm hopeful. I do now understand that probably tomorrow we gotta set up the soft references for everywhere where we're using spawning, because that is referenced altogether. Okay, let's load it. Let's see. Hey, we're below 754. We're at 73.9. It's making progress. It's not a lot of progress, but I did lower it. Yeah, so if he's technically scrolling, he has to like the video. Exactly. You're in the thumbs up. Thank you. We have lowered it successfully. I think a lot of this, now that I understand that doing a spawn actor from class causes a hard reference, I think the majority of this is that. I didn't realize that was hard referencing stuff. So I'm gonna, tomorrow we're gonna swap those over to soft references and then use that. Hey Brax, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Data assets? No. I'm just doing, there's a lot of spawn actor from class that we're gonna swap out to Just soft references, and then we'll be good. There's no reason to do data assets for that. You're tempted to switch over to data assets. I use data assets in the beginning. Not for me. Also, why is this here? Why is this here? Animation blueprint makes sense. Why is the missile thing here? Oh, because it's being spawned. Okay, that one makes sense. Why is this here? How's this? Yeah, I use data tables for a lot of stuff. Here are all my data tables. Here are all my power-ups. It's great. I like data tables. Player weapons. Yeah, I have a few. Spawn information for mobs. How many to spawn, what they are. Good stuff. Sad that structs don't store soft object references? Oh, really? You know, I've never tried. I mean, only now am I looking into soft, soft references. So I've never tried. Leo's like, oh shit, this breaks everything. He's like, oh crap, what do you mean? In the recorded debug, what does a red diamond mean? I think it just means that it's swapping something, but I'm not sure. I would just look at what does it look like it is and go with that, because I don't have answers for that. I'm like, okay, cool. That probably means a change happened to a different event is what I'm guessing. You can do class references, absolutely. Yeah. I think you could do... we could definitely do class references, because I have those. Okay, well, tomorrow, hopefully, big drop, after we do the soft references for everything. So for PCG video, I'm going to try to get one potentially of sampling the material and filtering by that. I just need to check that that information is available, which I think it is. To get the... Thank you, Brex. To get the... So basically, if you're spawning somewhere, it will check the material of the object. Not the mesh or the tag, but the material of it. And then whether spawn or not spawn. I'm going to see if something like that will work. You can put animation montages and structs. Yeah, I have all mine in structs. Yeah, you can do stuff like that. Absolutely. You can pretty much everything in structs. Class references can be hard or soft. Yeah, the soft references are usually pink pill, hard is purple. I love how you just know that by color as well. Yeah, I've been going through everything, making everything blueprint interfaces. Basically, the hurdle now is freaking dispatchers. How to make those not hard referenced has been annoying. Still need to find like a great solution to that, because I want to still use event dispatchers, but you can't bind to them without an object reference, which, yeah, figure it out later. Oh, it's a soft reference. Oh, I can't say anything about soft references. I'm only using them now. You know, try it. Just open up a struct and see what you could add. Yeah. Why not? But I think it's time, guys. Dispatchers are great, yeah. Do you know a way, because you seem like you know soft references, do you know a way of using event dispatchers without them being hard referenced? Is there any way? I'm gonna ask this before I leave. I'm gonna, just in case. Do you, Brax? Brax? Makes us when we had running bugs with animation, we had to soft references. Brax, we critical info, we can't get it from Google. I mean, have you tried, Leo, using Google recently? The search is god awful. Your options for searching are basically AI. No inputs that are hard reference, but to bind it, you have to have the hard reference to it, don't you? So that's the problem. And I'll try to figure it out. I'll try to do some searching and stuff. See if there's figure out a good solution to it. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. We'll be back tomorrow with hopefully a big drop in memory cost. I want that 7 gone. From the 700 megabytes, I want that 7 gone. I want under 700. I'll deal with it tomorrow. It's all good, friends. Have a good night, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.